Let's talk about something real. Let's talk about risk. The very word makes some people nervous, it makes your heart race, it makes your palms sweat, and for most people, it makes them turn around. But let me tell you something. If you want the reward, if you want the life you dream of, the success, the purpose, the freedom, the legacy, you better get comfortable with risk. Because this world doesn't reward the hesitant. It doesn't hand trophies to the cautious. It doesn't crown kings and queens who play it safe. No risk, no reward. Every major win in your life will require you to bet on yourself. It will require you to step into a place where you're not certain of the outcome, where you don't have a blueprint, where no one can promise you it's going to work out, but you do it anyway. You risk it, you leap. Because deep down, you know something powerful. You were not built for mediocrity, you were built for more. But here's the catch, most people never get there, not because they aren't capable, but because they won't risk the fall. They're afraid to fail, afraid to look foolish, afraid to be judged, afraid to lose comfort. So instead of chasing greatness, they settle. They settle for a job they hate. They settle for a life that doesn't light their soul on fire. They settle for being fine, when deep down, they were born to be phenomenal. But you're different. You're here because something in you is done playing small, done living in fear, done wondering what if. Because let's be honest, the bigger risk isn't trying and failing. The bigger risk is waking up 10 years from now and realizing you never even tried. That's the real fear, that's the real loss. So ask yourself, what are you holding on to that's keeping you stuck? What are you afraid to let go of? Is it comfort? Is it control? Is it other people's approval? You can't carry all that and reach your next level. At some point, you've got to drop the weight and take the leap. Yeah, you might fall, you might get bruised, you might hear no 100 times. But here's the thing, every time you fall, you get stronger. Every rejection sharpens your focus. Every setback teaches you something the safe life never will. And eventually, if you stay in the game, if you keep taking those swings, the reward shows up, the opportunities come, the confidence grows, the breakthroughs hit. Not because it was easy, but because you were willing to risk the struggle. Risk leads to growth. Growth leads to power. Power leads to freedom. But it starts with you being bold enough to say, I'm not going to wait. I'm not going to ask for permission. I'm not going to settle. I'm going to take the risk and build the life I know is possible. Do you want to start that business? Risk it. Want to move to a new city? Risk it. Want to follow your passion, your purpose, your calling? Risk it all. Because you'll never know what you're capable of if you keep staying in the same place. You don't need a guarantee, you don't need the whole staircase, just the courage to take the first step. And look, this doesn't mean you won't be scared, you will be. Fear is part of the deal. It walks with every risk taker. But here's the key, you act anyway, you move forward despite the fear. That's what courage looks like. Because fear doesn't mean stop. Fear means you're getting closer to something that matters. So next time you feel fear, next time your heart's pounding before a decision, don't retreat. Lean in. That's where the reward lives. And the reward, it's not just the money, not just the applause, not just the status. The real reward is the person you become along the way. The reward is waking up with purpose. The reward is becoming someone who doesn't flinch when life gets hard. Someone who knows what they're made of. That's the reward. So I'll say it again. No risk, no reward. But if you're brave enough to take the leap, You'll find out what's on the other side, and it might just change everything.